12-year-old Ethan Cole walked in wearing expensive headphones, staring at his phone, completely ignoring everyone around him. Not the judge, not the courtroom, not even the elderly woman sitting just a few feet away whose life he had just destroyed. To him, this wasn't serious. It was just another moment, another story, another prank. But in the next few minutes, everything would change because this wasn't just about flowers. This was about consequences. Ethan had built a small online following by mocking people, disrespecting adults, and turning real life situations into content. And his mother? She never stopped him. Every time he crossed a line, she defended him. Every complaint from neighbors was brushed off. Every mistake was excused. And slowly, Ethan learned one thing. He could do anything and get away with it until he met Margaret Alvarez, a 72-year-old retired teacher who lived next door. Quiet, respectful, and deeply devoted to her garden. But this wasn't just a garden, it was her life. Her late husband had planted the first roses decades ago. Every plant held memories. Every flower carried meaning. After he passed away, this garden became her connection to him, her peace, her purpose. At first, Ethan just annoyed her. Noise. Basketballs hitting the fence. Small acts of disrespect. Then it got worse. Trash thrown into her garden, mocking videos online, laughing at her accent, recording her without permission. And still, nothing changed, because no one stopped him. Then one night, he crossed a line he couldn't undo. He climbed over the fence with weed killer in his hands and destroyed everything. Every rose, every memory, every piece of her husband's legacy. Gone. The next morning, Margaret stepped outside and her world collapsed. Her garden was dead, not naturally, not by accident, destroyed on purpose. She fell to her knees and cried. But the worst part? Ethan recorded everything, posted it online, laughing, calling it a prank. Thousands of people saw it, and many of them laughed too. That's when Margaret did something she had never done before. She filed a case and brought him to court. Back in the courtroom, her voice shook as she explained everything. The memories, the meaning, the loss. Photos were shown before and after. The difference was heartbreaking. And Ethan, he didn't care. He rolled his eyes, checked his phone, acted bored even when the video played, showing his own actions. He didn't react. The judge finally spoke. Put the phone away. Ethan sighed, slowly obeyed, but his attitude didn't change. When asked if he understood what he did, he shrugged. It's just flowers, he said. She can buy more. The entire room reacted, but he wasn't done. Boomers are so dramatic, he added. Not that deep. That's when everything stopped. The judge stood up, slowly, calmly, but her expression changed. Excuse me, she said. Ethan smirked, repeated himself, even called her a Karen. The courtroom went silent. Because now, this wasn't just disrespect. This was something deeper. The judge looked directly at him, and her voice changed. You are 12 years old, she said, and already acting like someone people will avoid for the rest of their life. Ethan's face dropped. For the first time, he looked nervous. She continued, You think followers make you important? They don't. You think this is funny. It's not. You destroyed something you don't even understand. Then she revealed something shocking. She knew everything. His past behavior, previous complaints, money his mother paid to hide problems. School reports, warnings ignored. Patterns of cruelty. Ethan sat frozen. His mother looked down. There was nowhere left to hide. Then came the judgment. He would pay for the damage. But that wasn't all. He would personally rebuild the garden. 40 hours. No phone. No distractions. Face to face with the person he hurt. His social media, gone, deleted. 6 months without it. No followers. No attention. No escape. And for the first time, Ethan didn't argue. He didn't smirk. He didn't speak. The courtroom was silent. Then people stood up. Applause filled the room. Because this wasn't just punishment. It was a lesson. Weeks later, something changed. Ethan showed up every Saturday, worked quietly, learned slowly, listened. Margaret didn't push him away. She taught him about plants, about patience, about respect. And slowly, the boy who once destroyed everything started to rebuild. Not just the garden, but himself. Because sometimes the harshest lesson is exactly what someone needs. And sometimes real change begins when consequences finally arrive.